Hey guys, the wait for Deadpool and Wolverine is finally over. Everyone has eagerly been waiting to see what the cameos will be, which past characters we could be seeing, who's playing Lady Deadpool, and so much more. Even rumors about Tobey Maguire and RDJ coming back made their way around. So this is going to be our spoiler review, so we can spoil all these kinds of details. So if you want to hear no spoilers, I'd recommend you checking out our non-spoiler review instead. After watching the movie, come back and watch this review. But yeah, this is our spoiler review, so let's get going. But before we start, please like, subscribe, and share, and comment down below with your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you enjoy it? Is the MCU back after a dry spell? And what your thoughts are on the cameos and everything. Love to hear your thoughts down below. So we're going to begin with talking about the movie, and then we'll move on to the post-credit scene. So starting with the characters. We've got our two main characters, Deadpool and Wolverine. So it's lovely getting to see Deadpool again and seeing what happened to him after the events of Deadpool 2. I was at first confused about why he wanted to be an Avenger, but then we get the whole backstory of him wanting to do it for Vanessa, which was really cute, and it makes sense because he would honestly do anything for her. But yeah, lots of comedy and jokes from Deadpool and some great fourth wall breaks, but I feel like there could have been maybe a few more. And in terms of Deadpool's team up with Wolverine, absolutely loved it. We've got Deadpool, who's basically Wolverine's #1 fan, driving Wolverine mad and going on this adventure with him, and it was absolutely hilarious. For getting to see Wolverine again, like, if I'm being honest, I've never been a massive fan of the Wolverine portrayed by Hugh Jackman in the movies, but in this movie, I was sold. He did a great job of portraying someone very angry at the world, but mostly at himself. And I love his development of like gradually accepting his past and moving on. That was really nice. But yeah, the chemistry between the two of them was absolutely phenomenal. Standout character for me, I know this is going to be shocking, was Dogpool. I don't know why, but seeing her and Deadpool together was so cute, so really cute. So yeah, I'd really love them, in Marvel to do like a show of them ventures together or something like Deadpool and Dogpool out there, doing human stuff. Well, not human stuff, but like normal stuff. And yeah, I'd really love to see that. But yeah, in terms of the story, it's a very simple story, very easy to understand. You don't really need to watch any of the past movies to understand it, I'd say. Though knowledge of perhaps like Loki does help, the TV show Loki. So the story begins instantly and the pacing is quite fast and there's never really a dull moment. But I mean, can there honestly be a dull moment with Deadpool? Kind of hard. Well, however, whilst the story was great and it was amazing getting to see the two of them like go on this adventure together to save Deadpool's timeline and meeting other amazing characters who we'll discuss, I feel like something was missing. I feel like there wasn't anything really challenging for them to sort of get out of. Like it was really straightforward. So Deadpool goes to the TVA, finds out about his timeline being wiped out, looks for a worthy Wolverine, finds one, both get pruned, end up in the void, fight each other, fight Cassandra's guys, fights Cassandra, escapes, meet Deadpool's variant, go on a journey together, meet the resistance. I could keep going, but I think you get what I mean, hopefully. There just wasn't anything that made me think, wow, they might not be able to do it, or wow, how will they do it? Like it was really kind of basic and straightforward. Like there wasn't really any plot twists as well. So yeah, I think basic. It's a horrible word. I hate to use the word basic, but the story was kind of basic. But yeah, I feel like the villain now thinking about it was a bit of a letdown. Now, in no way is Cassandra like a bad villain. Like she is definitely not there, but she's definitely isn't like the best on my list of MCU villains. Like her powers are crazy. The visuals were so raw, real and were like portrayed really amazingly. Like the way that they did that, oh my God, scary. And we learn about her backstory and what she wants, but I feel like I didn't have enough time to like hate her, if that makes sense. Like I didn't develop that feeling. Like with the High Evolutionary, like I was sold. I was like, Jesus Christ, get me away from this guy. This guy's evil. Now let's say she managed to actually get rid of some of the timelines, perhaps, and we see it play out, and we're disgusted, and Deadpool and Wolverine managed to stop her somehow. That would have been cool because we could have actually seen her be evil, and we'd have had like, we would have seen her do something, and we'd be like, oh my God, look at this. And it could have been like one of the timelines with like, you know, a Deadpool and Wolverine variant or something on that timeline. But yeah, all we really see was her like sticking her fingers into people's heads for the majority of what she was doing. And yeah, the other villain, Paradox, yeah, not really much to say. A great character, and he basically wants to prune the timeline so his life is easier. That's basically it. I'll say though, his link with Pyro did not see that coming, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, I think the story and villain needed developing, but overall, both elements still made for a great story with two amazing characters. Like it was a really fun movie. So before moving on to the cameos, the music, they had a really good soundtrack. I honestly, when I saw the lineup of music selected for the movie a little while back, I was skeptical. But the beginning with NSYNC and the Lady in Red moment with Dogpool was such a big highlight for me. Like to me, the music was reminiscent of like a group of friends going on a road trip. Like was that kind of music sort of thing, which I think was what they were going for. So they really did that because at the beginning they did say they wanted to do a road trip sort of thing. The movie is funny, but not overall. It doesn't overshadow like the seriousness of Deadpool's mission to save his loved ones. It does get in parts like a bit dark, especially Wolverine's background. But yeah, the movie balances out the comedic elements with dark, heartbreaking moments. So it's not any Thor, Love and Thunder sort of vibes going on where it's full sort of jokes. So it was really balanced well. Action scenes were great. My favorite was probably the beginning ones, like seeing Deadpool dancing while he's absolutely like just killing these TVA guys with Logan's bones. I mean, that was kind of yucky, but it's still kind of crazy. It's kind of cool. Onto the cameos. Marvel really did play us. I guess, you know, with the fake leaks and stuff, we heard about that recently. So yeah, not sure if that might lead to some disappointments from having high expectations. But oh well, I mean, that's what Marvel did. So, right, let's start with the Wolverine one. So the rumors did say we'd be getting Daniel Radcliffe, Taron Egerton, and Henry Cavill playing variants of Wolverine along with Hugh Jackman. But sadly, we only got the latter two. But at the same time, it does leave it open to seeing Daniel Radcliffe and Taron Egerton maybe one day becoming the MCU Wolverine. Maybe. But it was great getting to see the different Wolverine variants, and the Henry Cavill one was pretty cool, but it was really short, so I wish we could have seen a bit more. And I was saying this to Grace when we were on our way back. It would have been cool, like seeing these Wolverine variants come in and fight the Deadpool variants, like at that end. Like that would have been a really cool fight scene, like seeing all of these variants fighting. But oh well, next time, Marvel, hey, next time. And within one of these variant pop-ups, we even get to see Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, who made an appearance. Very short again, but the door is again open to seeing a longer fight scene, maybe one with Thor as well. So all three of those. I mean, that would be a cool fight scene. And then the other cameos, I'm not going to mention all of them because there were a lot. But main ones, Johnny Storm, played by Chris Evans, Elektra, Jennifer Garner, Blade, Wesley Snipes, X-23, Laura by Dafne Keen, and Gambit by Channing Tatum. The part where Johnny Storm popped up was great. Really good getting to see the character after all this time. He even mentioned Reed, but yeah, it's kind of a shame we didn't see any of the other Fantastic Four characters, but oh well. I wasn't a fan of the 2003 Daredevil movie. I've done a review on it, so you guys can check that out. But absolutely love Jennifer Garner, so you know, I'll let it go. And it was great getting to see her along with Blade, X-23, and Gambit, all who had like a good amount of time in the movie. But I still wish we could have seen a bit more of them, especially on at the end, perhaps. On a side note, for Gambit, was it just me? Or did you sometimes at some points like struggle to understand what he was saying? Like, I don't know if it was just me, like, you know, but saying that, Channing Tatum's version of Gambit was absolutely great and does beg the question of what would his movie have looked like if we had had the chance to see it? And we also see other characters pop up like Toad, Pyro, Sabretooth, Happy, and Lady Deadpool, which is now confirmed. I couldn't catch it at the end of the credit scene, but I had a look on IMDb and it's been confirmed there, so that's good by Blake Lively. So yeah, but yeah, overall, sadly a bit of a disappointing lineup, as I wish I'd gotten like more cameos, like more past characters popping up. But at the same time, if we had gotten more characters popping up, it might have gone a bit overboard and might have not been as good or had enough screen time with the characters. So yeah, a tough one, but I guess always left wanting. So in terms of the ending, when I initially saw the portal scene in the trailer, I thought it would be like both of them coming into the MCU. I think a lot of people assume that as well. But yeah, I guess there's still this sort of separation with Deadpool only entering the MCU right at the beginning and not any time afterwards. So yeah, it opens up a lot of questions and kind of makes this movie not so very connected, with the other projects we've been seeing from the MCU. So yeah, there's still a lot to know to find out how this all links and comes together. But we do know now that both Deadpool and Wolverine have some insight into the TVA and the multiverse, so I'm sure we'll see them definitely in the Avengers movies. And I'll end my part with whether Deadpool is Marvel Jesus, because in my opinion, I guess he kind of is. His movie with Wolverine is like a great comedic adventure with lots of stops and meetups with past characters, and they join the road trip and everything. And yeah, it's really nice getting to see all of these characters again because we haven't seen them in ages, some more than others. But yeah, the story and the villain needed developing, and it would have been nicer seeing how these links to the next big thing or the other movies. But instead, there's a lack of connection from the other movies. There's quite a bit of a distance, and I mean, especially with the ending, and then not ending up in the sacred timeline. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the credit scene right at the end, but I think we'll talk a bit more about that then. But I'll hand it over to Grace so I can get a bit of a rest.
Thank you, Emily. Though actually, everything you said is sort of what I was thinking as well. So I actually enjoyed the story. I agree with you. The beginning was my favorite part. Like it gets into the same vibe where like Deadpool is killing. He's just being brutal in a funny, like goofy way. But his dancing scene, I was not expecting. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. It was like a little TikTok version of like I got a feeling there's gonna be memes and gifs after this film. It's just gonna be so cool. I was slightly confused in the beginning. I was like, why is he switching timelines? But then it was great to see. I was not expecting Happy to come in. Like out of all the cameos, he's still a good, valuable member of like the MCU, but I was not expecting him at all. So it was pretty cool. I was expecting someone else, Spider-Man, to come in as well. I thought Harry was gonna mention like, oh, stay low, don't aim high. Just think of like Spider-Man streetwise, and I don't know. It would have been good. I thought it was gonna link up to like Deadpool and Spider-Man as well. In the beginning, it was just like in the first film, it just focused on Deadpool's story. The second one, it had a bit of time travel, and now for this one, we got the multiverse, so it's like all different kinds of stories. I'm wondering what they're gonna do bringing up Logan, because to be honest, when I watched the 2017 film Logan, I was heartbroken, but I thought it was a good ending to end this brilliant character, and I was not expecting Hugh Jackman to come back at all. So it was interesting to see Hugh playing a Wolverine, but a different version, in a way, like someone who's completely different to the one we know, to someone angry and doesn't take anything seriously, like when Wade asked him to go on a mission. So yeah, it was really good. I did feel sorry for his backstory. The one thing I would have liked, I mean, I enjoy like listening and hearing how heartbreaking his story was, but I would have liked, I don't know, a bit of flashback to his story. Like maybe when he said like the X-Men died, or when he was there, like he saw his bodies and then he started going on a rampage. And I don't know, I feel like it would have been a good time to see a bit of flashback just to like express more of the eerie and like dark and sad part, if that makes sense. When they went into the void, it was interesting to see so many cameos. The ones I remember from the trailers, but the one I was not expecting was Chris Evans, and I thought, oh my god, we got Captain America. And then when he said "Flame on," I'm like, what? The Human Torch. I was like, holy shit! Like I was not expecting it at all. But you know, that was a good surprise. That was a really good surprise. I was not expecting that, and the other cameos who I wasn't expecting, but boy, I enjoyed Blade. I haven't seen the films, but I knew who the actor was instantly. Elektra. I mean, I feel I had rumors that she was coming in, but you know what? I'm really glad. Like I didn't really fall for them because I'd rather be surprised when it did actually hit me in the face. Gambit, I was like, oh my God, Channing looks exactly like even the purple like style of it. I was like, holy, I do agree with you. I could not understand a word he said. Maybe that's just me. I'm sorry. He's had a very strong, what was it, New Orleans accent. And Laura, yeah, I was kind of expecting she was gonna come. And then when we saw the final trailer, we knew she was coming. But I'm really glad she did arrive because I feel like I want to see that kind of reconnection of her and Logan together. The villain, I do kind of agree with you, Emily. While she was a crazy psychopath who kills in the most insane way from what we've seen in the Human Torch, I don't know. I was expecting like if she can do that one, I was expecting a bit more of that horror, like further into the story. Like what you said, like imagine she was like evaporating all the timelines. I was expecting like her to do like a bit more crazy things to people, like sucking the bones out of them, or like just go them insane. Oh, you know what would have been really cool is that if they did bring Charles back, they could have done like a twin battle against each other. That would have been really cool. My favorite bits really are the fight scenes between Logan and Deadpool. Like the first one in the void was really fun and good, but the second one in the car with the music, I think that was really funny. I don't know why. I think it was just like they just one punch after the other, and then they got really vicious. Like it was just really good. Oh, the final battle between Deadpool Wolverine and the pool and the rest of the Deadpools. Now, I didn't kind of get why they were fighting each other. Like, I don't know why they were standing up for Cassandra in the first place. Like, I don't think that was kind of clear. I thought if they were all Deadpool, I thought they would just work together and fight Cassandra. I think that would have been a much better. But hearing that song, Prayer by Madonna, and then that one shot of them all fighting just was so good. I really enjoyed that. At the right end of the final battle of defeating Cassandra, I do kind of agree with you, Emily. I do feel like they could have done something like a bit more action fight with her, because they do that with the other villains in the past Deadpool films. So I don't know why they didn't really do that here. But I'll tell you what, I did was sort of worried that we were going to lose Deadpool forever when he decided to sacrifice himself. I thought, holy shit, I'm going to lose him now. Yeah, thankfully we didn't, which I was happy, surprised, but really happy. And Cassandra's dead, which I think if we kept her alive, maybe she would have popped up more in the future, maybe. Well, I remember when B-50 came in and then she said, whatever you did is save your timeline. I was like, how? Like I feel like that could have explained a bit more because I feel like that could be linked to something with the Secret Wars or like Kang Dynasty or something. I feel like they I don't know, I feel like there's like a little bit missing links in this film. Like it was great, but I felt like they left a few unanswered questions for us to like just try to puzzle out and how it's linked to the MCU. But one thing that really got me really happy was the ending as well. Like we get to see all of them together now, like Way with Vanessa and Blind Owl and a few of the X-Men. And I was not expecting Laura to be there, but you know what? I really love to see like again the reconnection of Laura and Logan, like finally having that father and daughter connection. I know like they just came together straight from being strangers, but I don't know why. I just my heart jumped for them. Maybe it's just me. Um Overall, the overall film, it was funny. It had lots of action in it. The humor was some were dark, some was just yeah, some were good. It didn't like it didn't overcome some of the seriousness, like Emily said, with the story. But I do feel like we missed like a bit of the action in the final battle. I feel like it could have been a bit, I don't know, they should have had like a higher stake in the ending. And I think Cassandra could have upgraded her game in killing people and yeah, torturing them. So yeah, that's what I think of the film. Should we talk about
Okay.
the end
Yeah, the
credits?
post-credit scene, yeah. So to understand it, you would have had to watch the movie. There is just no way you could have understood it without. I mean, I guess you could have, but it wouldn't have made sense. So basically, we see Deadpool exposing footage of Johnny Storm to us because we, as the audience, are wondering what on earth happened, saying the words that led to his murder by Cassandra. So it's a funny moment, just going back to what happened to Johnny earlier in the movie. It was funny, but it was a wasted opportunity. I get it. Not everything needs to be linked, but for something especially outside of the MCU, and a sense still is. some sort of link perhaps to something in the future would have been great. I mean, I guess I kind of went away, started thinking like, it sort of kind of makes me think like Marvel hasn't got like a firm idea of what they want to do. Like it's still a bit up in the air, so maybe they're a bit scared
Mm.
of trying to start connect all of this. Okay, this is gonna be a bit harsh, but perhaps it is one of the worst credit scenes just for not delivering.
Mm.
But it was
No,
funny. It was funny. So I'll give it that. But in terms of its potential and what we've seen from different credit scenes, even the Marvels had a great credit scene. What on earth? How on earth does this movie, which is definitely miles better, have yeah. I, I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah, take it away, Grace. I'm just gonna get mad and frustrated.
I wanted to ask you something. So a while back, Emily, you did a I forgot what it was called. You did
A plot leak
you
sort of
plot
reveal.
leaks, yeah,
Yeah.
revealed to me and just gave my reaction out of it. Listen, remembering back then to now, how would you kind of compare, or how would you think this is like? We got some of the bits from your plot links to what we receive yesterday-ish or today, yeah, from what we receive in this film today.
From what I remember, that plot leak was that they were like coming into the MCU and sort of like settling in. So, I mean, that would have been great to see. I mean, I get like in terms of the story, like why that didn't happen, but I thought they would sort of like make it into the story, like bring it into the story. So, yeah, it's quite disheartening. I mean, I know those are just plot leaks and probably like, I mean, we saw the movie. Definitely did not really have that much of a resemblance. I mean, some parts did, but yeah, it's quite a bit of a disappointment. Yeah, when you compare it, because it would have been nice getting to see them, coming into the MCU at least, because even I'd heard rumors that we would have been seeing like Falcon and stuff. Maybe
Mm.
well, Falcon, Captain America, that. So yeah, quite a bit of a disappointment. But hey, it was funny. Yeah, hmm. Yeah, you can leave the movie straight after the movie finished, basically, in a sense. You're not gonna miss
Yeah.
anything very important.
From what I remember, there were a few characters I was kind of expecting, like Nick Fury or something from the plot links you said a while ago. And we got a mention of Magneto, definitely, but he didn't appear. Well, I wasn't sure which Magneto they were gonna show. Scarlet Witch, we saw a statue of her, I think, in the film, but yeah, I was expecting Jean Grey as well, or like one other of the X-Men to appear in this film from the plot link, but I know there were some characters who are like Gambit and everything, but I meant like from the actual films, maybe. But you know what? I feel like with the plot links you said, I feel like that would have been kind of a good, like a kind of great story as well. I'm not saying this wasn't great. I just feel like that would have really been something. You know what I mean? And you know what? It didn't have to end exactly what it did in this film. I feel like it could have ended like a Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. It could have ended on a cliffhanger. I feel like that would have been way cooler. Like just imagine like Deadpool at the edge of the universe or something, or like something's happening and he's like, "Oh F," and then yeah, that's the end. I feel like that would have been like really much more intriguing to know what's gonna happen next. Two things to say because I forgot about them. One, I love the dog. I love dog poo. He was so cute, and I love his little moments like coming in and like jumping and licking. He's got a long tongue. The one thing I would say, I feel like because we saw the other Deadpools fighting, I feel like I want to see dog poo fight as well. I don't know, like jumping out and like biting people's necks and ripping off the skin. I feel like like I don't know. He's meant to be a dog poo. He's meant to be quite a bit violent. So I was like, where's he gonna like? What's he doing in there? All he's been doing is just like jumping and running and licking faces. So a second one, I heard rumors before that there was an action figure before the film, if I remember, and it was like when Logan pulled his hand back and revealing his mask. I was like, oh my God, we finally got a live action mask Wolverine. I mean, he looks really good in it. I thought it looked a bit weird because we haven't actually seen this in live action, but you know what? It kind of suits it. So yeah, that's our spoiler review today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to convince your friends to watch Deadpool and Wolverine, tell them to watch our non-spoiler review, which is in the channel, and hopefully we will persuade them to watch the film as well. Before you leave, though, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the film. Who is your favorite character? What did you like about the film? And what are your hopes for the future of Deadpool and the Wolverine? And again, make sure you can check the non-spoiler review and you can check our recent other reviews and reactions. We've done the X-Men 97, which also involves Wolverine, Thor Love and Thunder, Ant-Man, the Marvels. We've done so many, check them out. We've also done Disney, Bollywood reaction and reviews. We've also not Mollywood, yeah. And we also done some other bits, TV shows like My Lady Jane and everything. Check them out, guys. Are all on our channel. And you could also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. If you do, we'll follow you back. That's a promise. You can also check our website that tells you information about the debate hut and what we've done in the past and like what videos we've done in the past. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.